Have you ever heard statements like women can't handle power, or women are merciless, or women are more tough in leadership than men? Well, today we are settling it once and for all. Are women really more brutal leaders than men? Let's get started. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let's call a spade a spade. When a woman rises to power, society forces her to be tougher. That extra toughness, it breeds a stricter leadership style, often perceived as being brutal. Think of women like Margaret Thatcher. She was literally called the Iron Lady. Or women like Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in Liberia. She jailed corrupt ministers who dared to test her. Or her very own Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, a brilliant woman, but you dare not mess around under her. Let's come over to everyday Nigeria. How many of you have worked under a female oga who made the workplace feel like a military school? Women often enforce rules strictly because they know that one mistake and everyone will blame their gender. In fact, a Harvard Business Review showed that women scored higher for driving results and for taking initiative, but also for being more critical and less forgiving of mistakes. That's no-nonsense perfectionist streak. That is why people call women more brutal leaders. It's not wickedness, it's survival, and it often breeds a more strict leadership style that is often and sometimes rightly perceived as being brutal. Exceptional ladies and gentlemen on the other side of this screen, please, why is it that women are labeled as harsh or brutal for the same actions performed by their male counterparts? Let's not mistake being firm with being harsh or brutal. When a woman is decisive, she's labeled as brutal. But when a man does the exact same thing, he is labeled as strong. Does anyone else see the hypocrisy in this? Studies have shown that women adopt more collaborative and empathetic leadership styles. A study by Folkman in 2021 showed that women scored higher than men in inspiring, motivating, building relationships, and integrity. Does that sound like the definition of brutality to you? Now, if that is the definition of brutality, then also you. Also, consider the fact that most wars, genocides, and oppressive regimes were led by men. Name the last female dictator that started a world war. I'll wait. My thoughts exactly. We hear you, Salewa, but she's missing the point. Those extra empathy scores, they don't remove the extra strictness that women use to prove themselves. Putting more water in the soup doesn't remove the extra salt. That same Harvard review showed that women scored higher for accountability and for driving, but also for being harder on underperformers. Now let's be honest, how many of you have worked in an environment where a woman overcompensates to show the men that she's boss? It's not a personality, it's the pressure of leadership in a man's world, and that pressure often breeds a tougher leadership style, which can be perceived as being brutal. Fair, but let me flip it. That pressure, isn't it from the system, not the gender? Any leader facing double scrutiny will act stricter, be it male or female. And still, when you compare leadership outcomes, women usually have better results in building better work environments, lower turnover rates, and mentorship. That isn't brutality, that is building people up. If women are more brutal just because they are more effective and more direct, then we are holding them to an unfair standard. Brutality is not gendered, it is situational. The few extremely brutal women in leadership that we've seen are the exceptions, not the rule. Brutality is not gendered, it is personality. Thank you. In conclusion, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, we live in a man's world where women have had to fight so hard just to be included. Hence, when given a position of leadership, failure is not an option. This often breeds a tougher leadership style, which is perceived as being brutal. Like I said, it's not wickedness, it's merely survival. But yes, women are more brutal leaders than men. Thank you. In conclusion, dear audience, it is unfair to label women as more brutal for being effective. It is hypocritical to label women as more brutal for doing the same things that men also do in leadership. Women are not more brutal leaders than men. They are the leaders they need to be in the situations they find themselves. Thank you. says that women are more brutal leaders than men because they've had to fight harder. SOJ says that women have been wrongly labeled as being more brutal, for being more effective, or for doing the exact same things that men do. Well, what do you think? Are women really more brutal leaders than men, or is this just another unfair stereotype? Type 1 in the comment section below if you agree with FFO's proposition that women are more brutal leaders than men. And type 2 in the comment section below if you agree with SOJ's disagreement to FFO's proposal that women are more brutal leaders than men. The winner of today's debate will be going home with an exciting prize. Are you ready? The winner of today's debate will be going home with this quarter used, let's go up to quarter, barely used nail polish. I know, it's an exciting prize. You can also let us know your thoughts in the comment sections, maybe a rebuttal or points that anyone watching this video may want to keep in mind. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss the next Wahala Talks. Till next time, stay informed, stay entertained, and stay out of trouble. Remember, this is not just talks, this is Wahala Talks.